Okay, there we go. My microphone actually has a little stand that you can pull up the recording piece on, and you can actually keep it in place by tightening the midsection. I didn't realize that until just now. Anyway, this is going to be kind of a long one. I wrote up a pretty decent-sized rant recently. This is actually going to be a follow-up to the first ramble I made about how to manage one's time and use it to create. Believe it or not, I've tangled with this issue before, and I've even come to a conclusion about it. If you want to make something, you have to use your time effectively. Now, there's a subclause in this argument that really drags things out. It's a phenomenon called perfectionism, and it's something that has caught me before. Excuse me, I'm still kind of sick here. But perfectionism is basically one of the reasons I can never stick to managing my time effectively. I let my creativity become a drag on my life instead of being something I can enjoy because I spend too much time worrying about the details. After all, perfectionism is the desire to make something as good as possible, and the best way to do that is to spend as much time as possible working on it. Even if you need to sleep, even if you have homework, even if you're tired of working on it. I've fallen into this trap where I feel like I need to make as good an image as I possibly can, and listen up, because this is why I'm not going to draw in YouTube like I do in DeviantArt on this channel. The thing about perfectionism is, it's a compulsion. It wants to be done for its own sake, and all it needs is an ambition or a creative spark to lead you into this trap. Here's the thing, though. It's not the case that you either do your best or don't do anything at all. There's obviously a middle ground, a way to create without falling into the trap of perfectionism, and that's what I'm reaching for right now. Here's the logic of my approach. Whatever you do, whatever you make, is technically complete anytime you take your hand off of it. Yes, it looks complete, and there are imperfections that other people can criticize it for. But does it contain that initial spark, that part of your mind that you set out to make real in the first place? If so, it is complete, no matter what nagging part of your mind wants to keep editing it. Here's an example. Let's think about the Star Wars trilogy for a moment, the original one. Compared to today, the original trilogy's special effects aren't technically that good. The whole production was a result of missteps, fallbacks, poor judgment, and bad luck that they managed to twist into the movies that we know today, because oh geez, hold on a second. Okay, stopped having a stroke. Back to what I was saying. The Star Wars trilogies. Now, the way they turned out was completely accidental. You get that feeling by watching many of the behind-the-scenes parts of the original trilogy on the extended Blu-ray cuts and whatnot. Anyway, they were presented as if that was the way they were supposed to be shown, and because of that, that's just the way that we accept them. It looks complete in our eyes. But today, because he has the time, the money, and more importantly, that nagging drive to make it somehow more complete, George Lucas is wasting time and talent perfecting the original trilogy so that it falls more in line with his initial or his current vision of what the series should look like. And even if he is successful, we already had a movie trilogy we were happy with, so we don't really care about the result of that endeavor. That is the trap of perfectionism boiled down. That is why it's important for me to just make these 3-minute little vignettes that my friends and family seem to find entertaining so far. It's why I'm probably not going to use my time to draw better in MS Paint unless I can somehow find a way to create quality without exchanging its equivalent weight in time. These videos represent what I can do with the time that fits my lifestyle, and I hope that they remain enjoyable. And that's all for my rant today. Don't make a Star Wars trilogy and then remake it. Perfectionism is the creativity killer. Thank you for watching.